I hope you can see me clearly and I'm not blurry at all because I'm not doing another take. This is it. This is what you get. Fun facts. For years, the dog's closest relative was, guess what? The wolf. I need this. Thousands of years. That's a huge gap. That's a long time. Thousands of years. But did you know that thousands of years ago, the wolf followed humans? The wolf followed humans and scavenged the remains of their kills. Sounds like a pretty good connection. We kill the food, the wolves eat the rest of it. Saves them the middle work, the hard work, saves them the trouble of getting hurt. But when our ancient ancestors began to settle in semi-permanent home sites, something interesting happened in the history of evolution. Something interesting happened in the history of evolution. Heard, you may ask. The thing that happened was one intelligent carnivore learned to live in close proximity with another. That's an amazing feat because usually as carnivores we're killing each other and trying to eat each other. Because darn it, I'm hungry and that wolf looks delicious. But that didn't happen. So, after that extraordinary feat happened, a fruit that still exists today occurred. Bam. It has been so frequently written, it has become a cliche. The dog is a man's best friend. The wolves help protecting campsites, assisting on the hunt, guarding our flocks, and pulling our workload. We, as the human species, probably would not have evolved in the way we did. So, thanks to the dog, the wolf, we live the way we do live. Theoretically. And without it is unlikely that we would have actually survived in many parts of this world. It would have been inhabitable to us as a human species without our beloved canine friends. Bam. Fun facts, but while I was writing these fun facts down for you, I started to think. I automatically went to the whole cliche. A dog is a man's best friend. I went to the whole cliche of a dog is a man's best friend. And how the dog became our best friend. So when I was writing this down, my mind, while I was jotting all this information down to provide you the content, it went straight to the battle of the training methods. If you are unaware of this battle, maybe you are, maybe you aren't, it's between positive reinforcement and positive punishment. The two camps. Some of the positive punishment people call themselves balance trainers or whatever, but there's two camps. And it baffles my mind. My mind gets all jiggly and wiggly and goo-ba-doo-ba-doo that I think it's okay to teach people this is how you treat your best friend. Your best friend does something you dislike, so you bring pain to it. Yes, dogs are resilient and dogs are not humans. But, for an example, my wife is my best friend. I don't know, per se, she said something I didn't like, or she did something I didn't like. And I'm like, hey, whack! Every time she did it. Would that be justifiable? I don't think so. Because I wouldn't treat my best friends like that. Nor would I treat my dogs like that. If my wife said something I didn't like or did something I didn't like, I would communicate with her effectively and say, honey, that is not cool. Perhaps we should do this or we should do that. Sometimes we get in disputes and sometimes it continues to go on, but if it was that unbearable, we would separate. We wouldn't be with each other and we would not be best friends. Or if I started beating her for every little thing she did wrong, she would leave. We wouldn't be best friends. You know, another example I have is if she didn't do dishes one day. I come in, the dishes are done. Well, I go get my stun gun and stun her until the dishes are done and say, no, how dare you? You said I did the dishes. I know. People and dogs are different. But when our relationship began thousands of years ago, we were all friends. We were friends. I guarantee you these people weren't beating, shocking, choking their wolves that decided to follow them around. If they did that, the wolves would have never returned. So why, in this day and age, are we doing it to our house dogs? I can tell you why. Because people want a dog. They just don't want to put in the work with the dog. They hire a dog trainer to circumvent the fact that they actually have to put in the work. Although when you hire a dog trainer, you should be putting in the work. And there's no way you should be getting a 350-yard down in 5 days. That's ridiculous and that's extreme. That's a lot of pressure. Thanks for joining me. You are watching this video. I'm not sure what this episode or this series is called, but you are watching this. And my name is Dave Phillips. I am the owner and training director at MDW K9. It used to be a .com, but I'm changing it to DavePhillips.org. But now, briefly about behavior modification. The reason why you're probably watching this video, and probably the reason why you're looking at dog trainers, is you want some form of behavior modification. What is behavior modification? What do I mean when I say behavior modification? I mean changing a certain behavior forever. Forever. Changing that behavior forever. It becomes natural for your dog to act appropriately. And I would like to describe how. How do dogs learn? How do dogs learn? Well, dogs learn on a 4-quadrant plane. I like to put it like this, a 4-quadrant plane. I'll see if I can create something cool. There's a 4-quadrant plane. There's positive punishment and negative punishment. There's positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement. And you see the top and the bottom. I just want you to forget about it. Forget about the punishment. Forget about the positive punishment. Forget about the negative punishment. I don't even want that crossing your mind. So just get a freaking Etch-a-Sketch and shake it and erase it from your mind, man. Just erase it from your mind, man. Okay. The 2 quadrants I really need you to focus on are positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement. When you are teaching your dog, America, or wherever you're watching this from, I want you to exert all of your energy on rewarding your dog for the good behaviors that it's exhibiting and when it is doing things correctly and ignoring the bad things that it's. You can't reward the dog when it's doing something you dislike. Hold on before you're like, well, if it's doing something I dislike, I should just give it a spanking because my dog deserves a spanking because it's just doing all these naughty things. Before we get into, I need to give my dog a spanking because it's doing all these naughty things, I want you to think about something. Understand that rewards can be broken down too. And this is the only way we communicate with our dogs, are through these rewards. This is the only way you communicate with other humans, is through communication. So, if your communication is flawed, and I don't tell my wife I dislike something that she's doing, and she keeps doing it, and I didn't explain it well enough, and we end up breaking up, that's communication. That's a communication error. And human upon human interactions and relationships, a lot of it lacks communication as well. I'm not saying it doesn't. But we're not going to start smacking somebody around when we miscommunicate. We're just going to kind of brush it off our shoulders, nudge a little bit, and move on with our life. Okay? So understand there are ways you communicate with your dog. They're all rewarding. You have praise, play, food, and petting. There's 4 different ways you can praise your dog. And a lot of the issues that, and you could also teach them with the opposition reflex. That's a whole other video. A lot of the times when dogs do bad behavior, it's praise and it's petting. A lot of the time behavior is because you're rewarded it by either petting or praising it. Or say if your dog likes to jump on people when they come to the door. Generally, it's because the people probably gave it eye contact, talked to the dog, and then touched the dog. A lot of the times, unless you use no with a punishment, a smack, a choke, a zap, unless you say no with all those, your dog doesn't know the difference between no, yes, good, whatever. It could distinguish tones of voices, but sometimes it cannot unless it comes with the punishment. Your dog just hears your voice and it's like, oh, the human's voice. I love to play. I love my people. The people are the best. So talking to your dog is a form of reward. So if your dog's constantly barking and you're like, no, shut up, no, shut up, no, shut up. You're just telling the dog, good, keep barking. I love it. I love hearing your voice. Let's sing together, okay? If your dog's jumping on you when you walk in the door, you're like, no, get off, no, get off, get off, get off, no. The dog's like, oh, cool, you love this. You want me to jump more? You want to pet me? And then a lot of the times you grab them, you touch them, you pull them down. A lot of the old trainers that grab them with the paws, push them down. Well, that's great and everything, but now you're touching the dog. So now the dog is getting the physical reward as well. So not only the praise from your voice, but the physical reward. A lot of the issues, even going on a walk and barking at dogs and stuff, I mean, a lot of the times people try to calm down their dogs, so they start petting them. Say, it's okay, as they get all tense and just start staring down the dog. And then they get even more tense and they're well, you just rewarded the fact that your dog wanted to go on the defensive. You can't reward your dog. The communication is lacking. So you get a lot of dog trainers that come in and say, okay, now we're going to punish this behavior. But, how can you punish something that you taught the dog? Why don't you just teach it what you want now? And if dog's behavior will change with you putting in very little effort. You just have to make conscious choices and know what you're doing and understand dog behavior. Rewards can also be even further, but I'm going to leave that for another video because I've been talking quite a bit. And I'm sure half of you guys aren't even watching. But like I said, it's miscommunication why the dog has the bad behavior. Miscommunication or life experiences. And trust me, I know it sounds ridiculous and silly. I do. I know how silly it sounds. It seems just so much more adamant, especially in your perception. Man, I should just punish my dog. I mean, why not? It's doing something bad. They should know better. They should know better. The dog should know better. But the jumping, the barking, the digging, all of that didn't just spawn out of nowhere. It all came from somewhere. And what you can do is look in the mirror and say, hey, what have I been doing to enable this behavior? If you actually work and how to communicate with them, you would never come across any of these issues, bringing a new dog, an old dog, into your home and raising it as a family. So it is up for you, the American people, to actually get educated and to find the right source of education and not look at these people and say, man, maybe I'll just punish my dog. You know, it's up to you to do your due diligence and to do your research and understand canine behavior just like it is ours for our profession. Like I said, it's really horrible when you're punishing a a behavior. You're telling the dog no now. You're hurting the dog, bringing pain to it for something that you initially taught the dog. Why can't you go back and use your critical thinking skills and say, hey, okay, the dog's doing this, why? And how can I stop it? And wow, I really did teach it this. Now we got to go back and see what I did. And it's going to take a little bit longer now because I've been telling it to do this for X many months, X many years, etc., etc., etc. But I do just want to leave you guys with this. If you stumbled upon this video, I'm hoping to become a little bit more organized and maybe come up with a name of the series or something, I don't know, in the future. And it will happen. But more than likely you have stumbled upon this video, and this video is just floating in the interwebs, and I don't have to worry about you guys watching it, per se. Maybe I do. Who knows? But please follow, or please subscribe, like my video, leave a comment in the comment section below. And until next time, people, you guys have a great day, a great morning, a great evening, and do the best you can for you. Mwah.